morning children. In today's class we are learning a new concept, that is, have you ever thought of as why the forests are much important children? They are very much important, right? Do you know why they are important children? So today let us discuss those factors why they are important for the human survival. So let's see one by one. Children, if you can see this now, we have 12 important factors. So these much important forests are having children. What are those? First one, forests are renewable resource. Forests are renewable resource. Even though you cut the forest, they will be renewed. Okay? They will grow again and again. But thing is, they take some life. They take some time. It means 5 years or 10 years to grow an adult tree. No? It takes 5 to 10 years. That's why they can be renewed. Next one, they enhance the quality of environment. They clear the environment. They take up all the pollution and they clear the pollutants from the air and they give the quality air to the environment. Next one, they cause rainfall children. Forest attracts the rain-bearing winds and make them to shed their rainfall in that areas. And fourth one, controls soil erosion. Because the forest no children, they be obstructing the areas where they flowing no. So water no, that's why they control soil erosion. Because trees they hold the roots so tightly, that's why they can control the soil erosion. And they can regulate the stream flow children. For example, trees know when they are on the way, they can't make the water to flow that much faster. So they can regulate the stream flow, fast flowing of stream. Next one, they support a variety of industries children. Forest no, gum industry, rubber industry, lac industry, likewise many industries they support. And do you know children, we get medicines also from the forest zone. Okay? And the next one, they provide livelihood for many communities. As you all know that tribals they live in these forests only. So these forests they provide livelihood for those communities children. And one more thing, they offer panoramic or scenic view of for recreation. So you will go for picnics now, where you will go? Forests only, because forests are the most beautiful places in the world. Next, these forests also controls the course of wind and temperature. Children, during cyclones, no children, the areas which are nearby the sea, they will be having what you know, these trees, no winds, no mangrove trees or some other trees, they stop the force of winds. They stop the force of winds. In that, it controls the force of wind and temperature also. The place where you can find forests now, ultimately they are cool. Okay? And last but not least, provides humus to soil. So when these trees and also when the dried leaves for children they decompose, they become humus to soil. Very much good for the growing of plants or crops. And same these forests only they provide shelter for wild animals. Okay children, in the last class we have discussed about the factors affecting the national vegetation and wildlife, right? In today's class we are discussing about the importance of forests. And children, now these forests are changing. It means the area and the forests are changing day by day. Do you know why? Because of deforestation. Second one, the growing demand for agriculture. Third one, industrialization. Industrialization means what children? More number of industries are setting up in the remote places. It means in the forest tribal areas only. So that's why they are clearing the forest. Next one, mining. To mine some kind of minerals children, they clear the forest in that area and they mine the resources. And the last but not least is, for creating, for taking the extracts from the forest. For example, if they want to make any medicines from the forest, no children, they have to use the tree in much in quantity. So in that way, that areas, the place where any plants are available, medicinal plants are available now. So that area they clear the forest for getting those medicinal plants. Okay, na? And medicinal fruits also, medicinal trees also. Some of the trees, their roots, leaves, branches, every part of the tree is most important. Got the point children? So in that way, forests are most important and these are modifying nowadays with the help of those different factors which we have discussed now. Children, in the previous class we discussed about the factors affecting the change of natural vegetation. No? So what are those? Once again recollect children. Demand for agriculture is one of the important factors for the change of natural vegetation. Development of industries. For developing industries also we need to cut the forest. For that one also natural vegetation changes. Next one, mining. In some areas, dolomite mining, iron ore, or some other mining they do know. So for that also they cut the forest. So mining also change the natural vegetation. Deforestation. Some people know for smugglers red sandalwood, some kind of teak wood trees, no, for stealing those trees, they deforest the forest, they cut the forest. Okay, and urbanization. See, children, India's population is growing day by day now. So in order to provide the place for the growing population, they are just cutting the trees, the forest, and they are not, constructing into a small houses in the forest, and they are just removing the forest cover. And the last but not least is overgrazing of the pastures, children. Some of the animals, they overgraze. Grazing is okay. Overgrazing is what they need. They eat more than what they need. So for that also, the forest cover is also reducing, children. So these six are the most important factors that affect the natural vegetation. So why we are discussing about these factors, children? If this natural vegetation changes, wildlife also changes. If natural vegetation changes, wildlife also changes, because natural vegetation provides shelter for wild animals. No, that is why. And actually, for the fact, children, the present vegetation which is present in India is not natural vegetation actually. They were replanted or afforested by the forest department. So once before when we got independence, what forests are there? Now those forests are not there. That much forest cover is not there. Actually, for the country, we should have 21% of land under forest cover. But now actually, this 21% of forests are there where only in records. Actually, they are not there. They were modified. Okay, now at present, unofficially, we have just 15% of land only under forest cover. These 15% also why we are having the areas which are very much remote places, inaccessible places, no, on the hills, mountains, those areas forests which are grown naturally. But remaining part of the area, they were replanted or afforested. Okay, now children. So now let us discuss another concept called ecosystem. What's the meaning of ecosystem? All the plants and animals in an area are interdependent. They are interdependent and interrelated. They are interdependent. It means they depend one on the other. For example, animals depend on plants for their food. The animals depends on plants for food. Yes or no? So animals depends on animals also for food. That is different issue. So animals depends on plants and plants also depend on animals, because when these animals die, they decompose and that becomes nitrogen, which is helpful for growing of plants. So plants and animals are interdependent. They are interdependent and interrelated each other. Okay, I told you if forests change, the animal life also changes. So they are interdependent and interrelated to each other in the physical environment. Physical environment is which you can see. Okay, that environment may change the relationship between the animals and plants. That's called ecosystem. Now, what is a biome? A very large ecosystem. For example, if you take an evergreen forest, children, this evergreen forest will not be there in a small area, no? It may occupy large area. So, that very large ecosystem on land having distinct types of vegetation. So, in this evergreen forest, you can find trees all alike. You can find trees in evergreen forest all alike. In deciduous forest, you can find different kinds of trees also. Here, trees are different from deciduous forest. Deciduous forest trees are different from evergreen forest. So, this is one ecosystem, this is one ecosystem. So, what I am saying is a very large ecosystem on land having distinct types of vegetation. So all areas will not have same type of vegetation. Vegetation in the sense plants or trees. Okay, and animal life also. If vegetation changes, animal life also changes. So that's why here you can find some kind of animals where you cannot find the same in this place. Got the point, children? So this is called biome. So how can you identify biome? This is this kind of evergreen forest biome, or this is deciduous forest biome. How can you identify the help of types of plants? Based on the type of plants, we can identify this evergreen biome and deciduous biome. Got it? Children, now we discuss different types of vegetation. Different types of vegetation in the sense, what is the meaning? Biomes, different biomes. Actually, generally what do we call? Evergreen forest, deciduous forest, mountain forest, etc. But it is not a forest. we called by, for our easy convenience, we are calling forests, but they are called biomes. See, evergreen biome, deciduous biome, thorny forest biome. So there are different biomes. We have 5 biomes, 5 different forests and 5 biomes. How can you find out this is mangrove type only, this is mountain type only, this is deciduous type only, this is evergreen type only, children? Only because of the type of vegetation which is available in those areas. In tomorrow's class, we will discuss these forests in detail. Okay? Fine. Thank you.